Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of making a Spanish smallsword. Last time we were able to make a crossguard with a knuckle bow, and today we will begin our journey to making a fluted handle. For that purpose we are going to be using this wood. I can't recall the name of it, so it's going to be written down below here. As you can see, it got this nice kind of brown and red color to it that I hope we will be able to keep. And the first step to making a handle for our weapon is going to be apply the pattern so that we will be able to determine where we have to drill to put the holes for the tank. I would like to get a second to talk about the pattern or the layout that's going to help us making the handle. As you can see, this is the shape that I'm hoping to achieve, and there are two kind of lines. You've got the external line and you've got the internal line. The external line is not the line of our handle. Over the many trials I've come many times to making the handle too thin, and in most cases that wasn't the issue, because those handles were made for rental at my school. But since this handle is going to be fluted, we will have an extra small amount of error to make. Hopefully we're not going to make any error. And to be sure that we're not going to make the handle too thin, and during the fluting we're going to bump into the hole for our tank, I've made an external line, so that line will indicate where I have to stop and go like really careful with making the edge oval. And hopefully, thanks to those external and internal layers of lines, the handle will look good. So now's the time to remove the extra material and move on to, filing. We're going to use a file for wood, and then we're going to give it a little polish before putting the lines for the flutes. We've got the most of the material removed. Now I'm going to remove another layer with the file, that's the rounded tip, put it inside the drill. And the final removal will be done using the belt grinder. I want to use the belt grinder as little as possible because the fine dust from the wood tends to ruin the ceramic belt. Is fairly done. We've got most of the material removed. Now we're going to make a quick run on the belt grinder to make it even and flat and very close to the lines we've got. And then we're moving on to hand filing and making the edges smooth. When that will be done, we're on to the fluting. So now the fun parts begin, when we will be polishing the edges using a hand file that is made for wood. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at that. That is a heck of a handle. I have to admit that the color of the wood turned out to be a little bit more cherry or amaranth than I expected. We've lost a little bit of that Australian red, but it is still a very nice color. The handle is a little bit too big, which is exactly the thing I was hoping to achieve. Because now that it's a little bit too big, I won't have a problem of carving through the handle onto the hole where the tank is going to be. So I'm going to be a little bit easier at mind when I will be doing the carving. For today, that is all. I will do the carving, the fluting the next day. So I hope you like it. I will put some close-ups for you, and let's get to the fluting next time.